Welcome, graduate students, friends and family, and all of those joining us online, live stream. Thank you all for being here. My name is Christine Grenier. I'm the Vice President for Admission, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the Elmhurst family this evening. You're embarking on a journey, and we will be with you every step of the way. We're so happy that you chose us. We chose you, and we want you to have success. However that is that you define it and as you see it, as you go through your next couple of years with us and you move on into the next step of your career. So thank you. We have a great evening for you. We're gonna get started with one of our Alumni Distinguished Award winners. We're also going to announce our scholarship winner this evening and wrap up our evening with a toast from our president, Dr. Troy Van Aken, who I'd like to welcome to the stage to give a welcome. He is our 14th president. Come on up.
I didn't want to dwarf you.
No, it's okay. I'm tall today. He's our 14th president, and although, when certain folks are around, our trustees, for example, we call him Dr. Van Aken. We call him President Van Aken. But more informally, we call him Troy. And that's exactly who he is. And you'll get to meet him too, and you'll spend time with him throughout your time here and know that he's just a regular guy who just happens to have a passion, a talent, and a knack for being a university president. So welcome.
Well, thank you, Christine, and congratulations to the students that are joining us. And it's great to see your families. I've been recruiting some of the 14 and 10-year-olds and tell them that they'll be coming here in a few years after that. When my wife joins me for the Toast for Your Success, I want to talk to you about how we're a little more than President and First Lady here. But the reason I congratulate you is congratulate you on making this investment in your future. A graduate degree, whether you're going to continue in your same job, you're using this to change positions or level up in a different company or what have you, is an investment in yourself. And the faculty here are especially expert at, they will challenge you, but they will support you. And you will be successful if you do the work and you carry yourself in a way that is going to lead to that type of success. The other thing is that you're going to be surrounded by other students that are going to be your colleagues and collaborators on projects. They're going to provide you inspiration and other things. And really, that's what life's about. It's the teams and the connections that you know and otherwise. And so if you're a faculty member here, I just want to publicly thank you for your dedication to our students. Being in higher education is a noble cause. And it's because we get to be this little tiny part of people's lives that are going to do just these amazing things. And so thank you for choosing to join us. I'm looking forward to being a small part of recognizing the awardees. And I'm really looking forward to joining you in a few minutes with my lovely wife, Annette, who will offer the toast here on campus to you. So go Blue Jays.
And now I'd like to welcome up Leah Campman, our Vice President for Advancement, to introduce our prior and current alumni distinguished winners.
Good evening. My name is Leah Campman, and I am delighted to serve as the institution's Vice President for Advancement, meaning I oversee our alumni relations and fundraising efforts. It is an honor to meet so many of you who are alumni who cared about Elmhurst so deeply. You chose to come back and pursue your graduate degree here. Thank you for trusting us with your educational journey once again. Since 2019, Elmhurst University has recognized one distinguished graduate alumnus for their career success, service to their community, and for giving back to their alma mater. Online nominations are accepted annually between March and May. A small group of graduate faculty and staff is convened to review the nominations, and the recipient is confirmed by our Vice President for Academic Affairs and by President Van Aken. Previous recipients of the award include, in 2024, Neshwa Rajay, Masters of Public Health from the class of 2019. In 2023, Dr. Julian Armstrong, Master's Entry in Nursing Practice from the class of 2017. In 2022, Patrick Yanahan, class of 94, Master's of Business Administration class of 2010. In 2021, Angela Howard, Master's of Arts in Industrial Organizational Psychology from the class of 2013. In 2020, Allison Hitzker, Master's of Business Administration from the class of 2010. And in 2019, Tim Engstrom, Master's of Science in Supply Chain Management from the class of 2003. If any of our past recipients are here this evening, would you please stand and be recognized? This year, several outstanding graduate alumni were nominated for this award. The recipient of the 2025 Distinguished Graduate Alumnus Award is Dr. Rachel Mahmood. Please help me in welcoming Dr. Mahmood. Yes, stand here. No, stand here. You stand here while I talk about you. She has to stand here while I talk about her. Dr. Rachel Mahmood, the 2024 Illinois Teacher of the Year, exemplifies the power of connected learning and inclusive leadership. An accomplished educator in Indian Prairie School District 204 in Aurora, Illinois, she has spent over 20 years fostering student success through identity-affirming curricula, culturally responsive instruction, and strong relationships that promote belonging. Her classroom empowers young leaders to think critically, embrace agency, and work toward a more just world. A proud alumna of Elmhurst University, Dr. Mahmood earned her Master of Education in Teacher Leadership here, building on a liberal arts foundation that sharpened her communication and critical thinking. She also holds degrees from Benedictine University and Northern Illinois University. She's a passionate advocate for equity, and she's chaired district equity teams, led parent advisory groups, authored statewide curriculum, and facilitated dialogue circles. As Education Task Force Chair for the Muslim Civic Coalition, she promotes inclusive education policies through training and resources. Dr. Mahmood is the founder of Equity Teacher Leader LLC, a consulting firm offering national professional development. Through her podcast and at Equity Teacher Leader platform, she shares tools to help educators nurture inclusive classrooms. Her accolades include the 2025 and 2024 Excellence in Education Awards from the Illinois State Treasurer and the City of Aurora, Elmhurst Michael Feldman Award, and Benedictine's Rising Star Award. She currently leads statewide World Cafes to elevate student, family, and educator voices, an effort aligned with Elmhurst's commitment to holistic, community-driven growth. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Mahmood.
Wow, thank you. I just want to start off by saying thank you to Elmhurst University for this incredible honor. Thank you to my husband, Omer, for your support throughout all of graduate school. That would be especially during those long, late nights, and that made all the difference. And of course, a shout out to my children, Aria and Mikayo, though they weren't alive when I was in grad school. Thank you to my parents who instilled in me a lifelong passion for learning, a passion I know everyone here shares, because otherwise you wouldn't be here tonight, still eager to learn and grow. A little about my story. My passion as an educator has always been fueled by my identity. Growing up half Russian, Jewish, and half Indian, Hindu in Downers Grove, I rarely saw myself, my culture, or my story reflected in the curriculum, in my teachers, or in my school. Over time, those micro messages whispered to me, "You don't belong," until I started to feel it. My dad used to say, "Rachel, I came to America to live the American dream. I became a doctor, and if you become a doctor, I will buy you a brand new car." And I'd say to my dad, "But Daddy, I really, really want to be a teacher." And he'd reply, "Rachel, if you become a teacher, I will buy you a brand new bicycle." I wasn't really sure why I enrolled in an education program, to be honest. Was it destiny? A search for belonging I never felt as a student? rebellion to spite my father. But one day I remember very clearly. I was sitting in an educational psychology course, and my professor was reading from the textbook. And I wasn't fully paying attention because I was a child who rarely fully paid attention in school. But I remember her saying the words multicultural education. She was describing an approach to teaching and learning that recognizes values and incorporates cultural diversity and students' identities into the classroom. It was like one of those moments in a cartoon where like the light bulb goes off over the cartoon character's head, and they have this fabulous idea. I remember that day as the day that teaching went from this potential profession to this pure passion. I dove into multicultural education, that spark wanting to validate my students' identities and my curriculum, my classroom, my school became my guiding force behind every decision that I've made since to positively impact not just my classroom, but education in my district and across the state and even the country. Every step I have taken in my career, every choice I've made at every crossroad, every yes that I've added to my plate over the last 2 decades has been in service of ensuring that our schools become more culturally affirming places that help all students and educators feel belonging. One of those yeses was pursuing a master's in teacher leadership at Elmhurst University. At Elmhurst, I learned what it means to lead with passion. The teacher leadership program emphasized that leadership isn't a title. It's showing up, it's showing care, it's using your story to spark change. Also, it was here that I learned you don't need your boss or your colleagues to give you permission to lead. Pursuing a graduate degree gives you the tools to lift yourself up. Leadership happens through knowledge, example, innovation, creativity, and compassion. Elmhurst also gave me a space to engage deeply with my passions and with faculty and peers who not only knew my name, but also asked me about my goals, supported my growth, and when I made the marks that I set out to make, they reached back out to celebrate my journey with me. Thank you, Dr. White. The master's in education also prepared me to step into that doctorate program that my father dreamed for me. I was ready to fulfill my dad's wishes and become a doctor. Elmhurst didn't just prepare me academically, Elmhurst gave me the confidence to finish. We often talk about success like it's out there, waiting in that next raise, that next title, or that next network, but the most successful people ask, what can I learn? How can I contribute? How can I grow from this? But most importantly, they show up. You know this because you all showed up today, and that first step matters more than anything. I was enrolled in graduate school for nearly 10 years while teaching full-time, and people used to say to me all the time, I don't know how you do it. I don't know when you do it. Well, we make it work. We make the time because we want to make a difference. I enrolled in just one course every semester, and over those years, I got married, I bought a house, I had 2 children, I changed jobs, I changed positions, I bought another house, and eventually, I reached my goal one step at a time. Whether you're working on an MBA or a master's in public health or occupational therapy or communication disorders or education or any other field, this journey is defined by those steady and faithful steps towards your goal. Ask yourself, why are you here? Maybe someone believed in you, a purpose called you, a dream pulled you. Hold on to that why. Let it guide you when the work feels really heavy. And if you ever feel lost, return to it and remember, everything you need to be successful already is inside of you. Your graduate journey isn't just about earning a degree. It's about becoming someone who builds and creates and lifts others and leads. Let your identity, your experiences, your values shape your contribution, not just to your field, but to our entire community. In 2020, I launched my consulting company, and I knew exactly what I wanted to call it. Equity Teacher Leader. That name reflects the philosophy that Elmhurst Teacher Leadership Program instilled in me and what it means to be a leader in education, equity-focused, teacher-driven change-making. Congratulations to all of you leaders out here, and congratulations on beginning this next step of your journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Leah, and especially Rachel. I imagine each of one of you are sitting out there and thinking, yes, I believe she has confirmed your decision that you made the right choice to study here at Elmhurst, that you will get the support that you need, the support that you deserve, and the support that you want. So let's move on to our scholarship competition for the evening. I'd like to introduce our Dean for the School of Graduate Studies, Carrie Hewitt, to take us into the next step.
I'm going to pull it down just a little, sorry. Before I present the Graduate Student Scholarship Competition Award, I'd like to recognize and thank the graduate program directors who are here in attendance tonight, both in person as well as on the live stream. It is their dedication and commitment to our students that should be recognized. Their unwavering support to the students is really amazing. If you are in the room this evening, if you could please stand and be recognized. For 27 years, Elmhurst University has awarded graduate degrees and certificates. Currently, there are graduate students enrolled in over 20 graduate programs and certificates. We are excited to welcome each of you to this vibrant community of learners. The Graduate Student Scholarship Competition was launched in 2020, and that makes this our 6th annual, and is designed to recognize one incoming graduate student who has demonstrated outstanding leadership abilities, service to society, and financial need. This year, there were 42 incoming graduate students who submitted and who participated in this year's competition and submitted videos. Their names were listed on the slides at the beginning of this evening, and so hopefully you were able to see those. And for those of you in the room who participated in the competition, I wanted to extend my thank you for you doing that. Without further ado, the results are in. We had so many great submissions this year that there are 2 awards being given out tonight. So the first award, Aaron Tyndall Schlicht will be receiving a $5,000 scholarship over the time of his graduate degree. He is tuning in virtually this evening. Please join me in congratulating Aaron. And Aaron, I promise we will get you your certificate. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for the winner of the 2025 Graduate Student Scholarship Competition is...
Hi, I'm Michelle Johnson. I'm the MBA program at Elmhurst University. I began my undergrad studies here at Elmhurst in 2019 with big hopes for what college life would bring. But in spring of 2020, COVID-19 happened. The pandemic shifted everything, including how I spent my time as a student. Instead of experiencing campus life, I spent long nights juggling assignments from my kitchen table, often during moments of uncertainty and isolation. I was also balancing work demands as an essential worker with full-time coursework and my responsibilities as a wife and mom. It was a time of constant motion and demand, but I didn't stop. I earned my Bachelor of Science in Accounting from Elmhurst during one of the most challenging periods of my life. That experience taught me perseverance, time management, and more than anything, resilience. And when I finally crossed that stage, I did so with my husband, my children, my sister, and my parents there to cheer me on. That moment meant everything. It was more than a personal milestone. It was a shared victory for everyone who helped me get there. Now that the world has opened back up, I want to experience Elmhurst in the way I always imagined, fully connected to the community, learning through collaboration, and growing in both leadership and purpose. Over the past 30 years, I've built my career in leadership. I've managed teams, mentored others, and helped people find confidence in themselves. I take pride in helping others rise. Service is deeply embedded in who I am. I work for an organization that makes volunteering part of our culture. We host monthly events that bring us together, and we give back through fundraising and volunteering efforts for multiple charities. Outside of work, I've taken that spirit of service even further. My sister and I co-founded a nonprofit called Speak Their Name Foundation in honor of my niece who passed away suddenly. Speak Their Name is a grief support initiative that installs symbolic telephones to heaven in public spaces, spaces where people can speak the words they never got to say. We already have 2 phones installed, with more planned across additional communities. The response has been overwhelming. People are finding comfort in connection, even in silence, and that's what our mission is about. This MBA is the next step in a journey I've been building for decades. It will sharpen my skills, expand my impact, and allow me to serve with greater intention, whether I'm mentoring a colleague, supporting grieving families, or helping shape a more compassionate business culture. Receiving this scholarship would allow me to fully engage in this opportunity and continue building a life and a legacy of leadership through service. Thank you for considering me. I'm ready to grow, to give back, and to lead with purpose.
Our 2025 Graduate Student Scholarship Competition winner is Shauna Johnson. Shauna Johnson is an accounting leader with 30 years of experience in manufacturing, a proud wife, mother, stepmother, grandmother, and a firm believer in the power of connection, laughter, and good music. Professionally, she has built her career mentoring teams, managing financial operations, and leading with empathy and clarity. She finds joy in helping others grow, especially when they don't yet see their own potential. Outside of work, Shauna lives a life full of family, fur, and music. She shares her home with her husband, their 4 Pembroke Welsh corgis, 3 cats, and a whole lot of love. Shauna is also a mom of 3, stepmom of 3, and a proud grandma of 4. One of her greatest joys is going to concerts. Her sister is her forever concert buddy, and in recent years, they've even dragged their mom into the fun. Shauna believes that music recharges, grounds, and brings her back to herself. Shauna is also a diehard fan of Friends and can probably quote any episode on demand. That balance of heart and humor shows up in everything she does, from co-founding a grief nonprofit with her sister to volunteering in her community to starting the MBA program at Elmhurst University this August. Shauna doesn't just want to lead, she wants to leave something meaningful behind. And she believes her leadership, rooted in service, love, and authenticity, can change lives. Congratulations to the recipient of the 2025 Graduate Student Scholarship Competition, Shauna Johnson. All right, one more round of applause for Shauna.
Amazing. Congratulations to our winners and to everyone who participated in the scholarship competition this year. Trust me, you made it a very, very difficult year. So another round of applause to everyone who participated. Thank you so much for sharing your journeys, your experiences with us. It was a pleasure. We'd also like to celebrate the accomplishments of everyone joining us this fall for a graduate program, graduate certificate with a toast to success. So in the back of the room, we have some Prosecco and we also have some non-alcoholic options. So if you'd want to take a few minutes to grab a drink of choice, we have Prosecco on the bigger table and then non-alcoholic on the smaller table. We'll return in just a few short minutes to have our toast. Thank you.
Okay, everyone. Okay, everyone, can you hear me now? So we're ready for a toast. And just before I get going, my wife, Dr. Annette Van Aken, is the Toastmaster here at Elmhurst. But I just want to comment about one thing. First of all, we're not just the President and First Lady here and faculty members in our own careers. We're also the proud parents of an Elmhurst graduate student. Our son Trey is an emergency room doctor now, but he graduated with an MBA from Elmhurst in 2019 and just had a wonderful experience. And it was due to the faculty, not because of the president. The president, when he would come home, would say, you better, not embarrass the family name or what have you. But he just had a wonderful experience. And I really meant what I said earlier about the faculty will be here to challenge you, but also to support you. And, he had a focus in healthcare management, and they were flexible and worked with him. And that's really his dream, is to be a great emergency room doctor, but maybe be involved in administration. And so it's an interdisciplinary program here in a lot of ways. And I just couldn't be prouder of our faculty in that regard. The other thing I just want to comment is that was our second time shaking hands. As you saw in the video, I shook her hand when she got her undergraduate degree. But if you could have seen the family here and the pride from the sister, the mother, the father, and others here. And that's really what happens. I talked earlier about the investment that you're going to be making in yourself, and that is true. But when you educate yourself, you lift everybody else up in your circle around you. You lift your family up, including your parents and your children and your siblings and some things like that. And so once again, congratulations on investing in yourself. And I'm going to turn it over to my wife, Annette, who will give us an amazing toast, I'm confident.
That was quite the build-up, and I'm not sure I can live up to that. But we are grateful. We're grateful that you're here. We're grateful to be here. Elmhurst is, if you did not graduate with your undergraduate degree here or have a first master's here or a doctoral degree, we're thankful that you've chosen to be here and be part of our community and part of our family. When we came here over 9 years ago. We felt like this was our home. We were embraced and welcomed in a way that really felt very comfortable and was uplifting to us. And we hope that you find that same thing when you step on our campus and enter those classrooms and enjoy those extra experiences that you will find on our campus, and with those new friendships that you make and those long-lasting relationships that you build with your faculty and with the fellow students that you have. So with that, we are so thankful to have you become members of our new Blue Jay family. So let's raise a glass to here's to blue skies, Blue Jays, and your bright soaring future. Cheers.
Here, here.